Welcome to Voices of the Valley, a new radio show where we will be interviewing growers, entrepreneurs, educators, and technologists who are inventing new solutions for today's and tomorrow's challenges on the farm. I am your host, Dennis Donohue, the lead for Western Growers Center for Innovation and Technology in Salinas, California, and each episode we're going to be exploring what's challenging and new in agricultural innovation.
I'm delighted this morning to talk to Kevin France, the CEO and founder of SWIIM Systems. And Kevin, you've been working in one of the most critical areas that certainly all of agriculture and indeed specialty crop agriculture in California has been concerned about, the whole issue of water, data, how to best manage that. So talk a little bit, if you would, about what you're doing and the nature of the opportunity and needs that you saw that had to be met and that really could help growers navigate through really challenging times.
First off, thanks for having me today. Let's talk a little bit about water availability to agricultural users. Without a certain amount of water, they're stressing their crops or losing the crops entirely. And to be able to foresee the water supplies that are available to them prior to the season has become one of the biggest challenges we've heard from our clients. So that's what we've set out to do. We've been called the QuickBooks of ag water management for a good reason. We've developed a planning, management, and monitoring tool set that provides planning information on the front end of the season, monitoring and management tools throughout the season. We did that through a 5-year research and development agreement with the U.S. Department of Agriculture, several regional land-grant universities that helped us implement an algorithm that we use to plan and monitor around. And then we've developed a distinct tool set that allows us to account for your water in essence the same way that you account for your financial accounts. All of the water inputs, all the water outputs, and then track that resource very efficiently so that you're really getting the most crop per drop available.
Talk a little bit about the importance of water rights, the more extreme things could conceivably get.
So in the western U.S., we operate mostly under a prior appropriation doctrine. It's a use it or lose it situation, and it's an order of priority. So if you have the number one right, if you or your irrigation district have the number one water right, you get all of that allocation generally before the second water right kicks in. That affects materially surface water rights for the most part. You have demands against that water outside of ag, even though about 80% of that allocation of the water right is currently licensed, for lack of a better term, to ag. You have municipal, industrial, even environmental impact and stakeholders on the outside of that group that's looking for a share of that water for their own respective stakeholders' needs. So when you look at it from that perspective, if you're down on the list as far as your water right goes, times like now when you're in droughts, you may get a portion or any of that water.
Well, it sounds like it's just critical for growers, and it sounds like SWIIM helps them get very dialed in because it's just obviously critical to be aware of what your rights are in this type of environment, I would think. And I know there's a lot of interest in what SWIIM's up to, so thanks for joining us this morning.
Thanks for listening today. Voices of the Valley is brought to you by Western Growers Center for Innovation and Technology, and this episode has been sponsored by Hartnell Community College. Tune in every day for a new episode.